Is anybody there? Hello. Oi. I just woke up from a nap, so I might be a bit sleepy to start. This is why I'm 10 minutes late, but it was a good nap. That nap really hit good. Okay. Sweet. Just one more thing I have to do. Pop out the chat. Just two more things I have to do, but it's fine. Start listening to this first one now. Okay, chat working. Brilliant. It's working, that's working. First up, we got a Walkus track, so that's always a joy. So I would say let's just get it going. So far seems pretty melodic. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah. So gnarly, what the hell? Oh. Oh, that's brilliant. Whoa. I mean, this is like sort of in this like UK dubstep, garage, whatever the hell genre it's become now. Like a lot of this like night mode stuff, but if it was melodic. like and a lot more bright and sort of in your face. If you think about artists like Born, or even R is a little closer to this, but it's a lot more choppy and stuttery. This is really sick. I think the thing that stuck out to me the most is one, it's like very full, like frequency wise, it's just a very full track. I don't dislike that. I do think the vocal is maybe a bit overly like compressed and like hot. Like it just has a very hot signal, which is not bad, but it does sound a bit like one of those situations where everything gets hotter and hotter and hotter in terms of like how saturated it is, and you just have like a really full frequency spectrum, which is not a bad thing. I often encourage you guys to, add more saturation. You just have to be careful when there's a lot going on, especially when you have these like really full chops going. But this is sick. I think the only real takeaway I have is when we get to this. I do wonder if there's maybe a little bit more need to highlight the sub. And this is obviously because my frame of reference is from all of that, Born, Night Mode, UK bass, UK garage type of stuff. And it doesn't tend to be quite so bright and full frequency. And the sub being as highlighted as it is normally a big part of that genre. So it feels like it's missing a bit. Like for me, if I were to rebalance this, I'm just going to boost it. It just needs to pop out a little bit more, because all of the bass stuff is already there. It's just, I think it gets lost a bit in the mix. So it just needs to get, like, you just need to pop the sub and that second harmonic, which is like around like whatever it is, like what am I boosting here? Like 110, 150. Just a bit more, so that it really, I don't even think it's the second harmonic, it's probably the third. If this is around 50, 60 hertz, this is probably also boosting that third harmonic. Just to make it pop more. Just get more of that sub bass out. More clear. The bass is so good. More clear rhythm and makes the first drop and then have it go out in the last one. Yeah, I do think the first drop is a bit chaotic compared to the second one, which is like just like he's nailing that 4 on the floor second drop style. I think it suits Locus's sound very well. But yeah, I think if you just boost up that thing, you hear how it sounds just like more impressive. In fact, funnily enough, it actually ends up cleaning the rhythm a bit, because the lead rhythm, which is going to be the bass rhythm, that sub rhythm, actually gets highlighted. And so for me, it's like it reorganizes my brain in terms of what I should be focusing on, and actually fixes any of the perceived rhythm or issues. So I really think just boosting the sub bass a bit sorts out basically any issue I have with this track. Like, this sounds great. See, here in the break, it's a little bit too much now where I've boosted. This is, you probably want to do less than this. Probably where you had it is fine. Yeah, it's okay. Ugh. So you hear how it kind of just loses its luster? Either that or just like sub bass too much. Who knows? Anyway, that's a whole lot of focus on just. Also, the break sound introduces the drop a little too much. The first break, wait. Oh. Yeah. It does, but I don't mind that. The reason why I don't mind it in this case, Hayes, is just because the drop itself is so complex. That introducing it relatively explicitly early makes it actually hook you. Whereas I think if you went all out on with all of this like bass movement and stuff, I think it would get a bit overwhelming for the average person. So introducing it so early, I think actually works out quite well. This is my take on it. But you may be right that there's like maybe you focus a little bit more on the ARP here and stuff like that versus the I think you could even keep using the ARP here even later into this break if you wanted to. But I love this ARP you've got going on in here. Impulsive. Damn, this is like a perfect thumbnail. Holy. This looks like somewhere in Scotland. Oh, people are talking outside. The last half is very experimental. I'm still working on a transition to the second drop. Cool. Alright, let's take a listen. Don't listen to me explode. All my drops from -18 left to +2. Is disturbingly quiet right now. Ooh. What? Woo! Yo, what? Wait, I feel like my sound card is broken. It's so quiet. This is insane though, what? I wonder if you could do like a reverb, like a frozen reverb exit from this, where you basically just take this whole, like literally just take the whole exit of your drop, like, and just freeze, do a frozen reverb. I know you can do it like Realm, and there's other reverbs you can like freeze basically, and then just do that as like an exit, or even as like a cool baseline for an effect with a bunch of like glitchy stuff, which I know you know how to do. Add some extra Botanica sounds into it, and then have this start out from that. Do a couple of impacts as well. I say a couple because probably one won't be enough to exit from that. You know, like you have all the frozen reverb of this drop with the impacts, with the extra gloopy glitches, Botanica style, and then this coming out of it, so that then everything just sort of like melts into each other. It could be a way to start doing a transition. Like as well? Yeah, basically. This is so good. What the hell? I just love this drop. This drop is so well done. In fact, I kind of feel like the second drop can be longer. My feeling is just like, if you have more ideas of ways you want to extend it, you can make it longer. If you feel like it's the right length, leave it. And I think just give it a little bit of outro, because it feels a little lonely just being this cutoff at the end here. Trying to see if I can give you an example once we're here. I love it when FL Studio works. FL Studio, are you real? Is that working? Yes. Okay, great. I'm just gonna take any song. Do I have like a version of this? Yeah, I'm literally just gonna take this one. It doesn't actually matter what song it is. The point just being, you take a clip of it, generally the end. I'm gonna take. Whoosh, yoink. I say here's fine. Let's just send it. Ugh. Google work with me. Then you do something like this. Just add a bit of. Oh, that's great. Is this gonna work though? And then you get like this frozen. Like, you know what I mean? You can like obviously change then how this sounds. And you could freeze any part of it if you wanted to. So if you say you want like. And this then, I would just bounce it and then export it. Because this is just like, to me, like such a great way to exit out of that whole thing. Or it's an idea. It's an idea. Anyway. Because you can do that with Realm. Yep. Killcom production stream. I mean, we can. I mean, I have nothing else to do at the moment. Actually, I have like a lot of other things to do, but I mean, I don't want to do any of them. You can do that with Realm. Yes, you can. Yeah, Realm is great. Wait, what is the plugin again? Everybody's like, oh, what is that? Yeah, no, that's Realm. That's Realm. I don't know if Realm is showing up on stream. I have no idea which plugins choose to show up, which ones don't. Okay, no, that's showing up. I love this plugin. Such a great plugin. But yeah, just click the freeze tab. But there's other ones that do this. Like I think even maybe natively in Ableton there's a plugin that does this, but don't quote me on that. I just know I've seen people in Ableton do freeze reverbs before. There's definitely a way to put it together if you don't want to buy Realm for this, because I love this reverb. It's great, but if you're only looking for that specific feature, is kind of mid. Or it's like not a great feeling purchase, you know? Okay. Next up, we got Mr. Dirty Octopus. Is this binary? What's going on here? No, literally though. Literally, this is me. This is my idea of how I'm going to spend the weekend. But instead of in a field, I'm just laying on my bed the whole time. Alright, let's take a listen. Remember. This is super cool. I'm trying to think. I don't have like immediate feedback on this. Definitely, like one point, I could sit here and be like, "Oh, the build snares are uninspired," but I can tell also that they were thrown in there to just get the idea down. But it is one of those things that like take time to develop it later on. I think the melody's good and stuff. Like it's, I wouldn't say it's the catchiest or like most memorable melody, but it has like a good structure overall. And for this type of style, you want to have that like freedom, so go for it. I think what's missing now is like sort of a solo-y, comprehensive and exciting like second break, because you kind of start directly in the drop here without, which can be cool, but it feels like you don't get quite long enough of a first break before we end up back in the same thing. But this can be fine. I think to balance this though, you need a, good minute long, cool second break with like an awesome solo in it, or like some kind of cool bridge, and something that focuses on a vocal. This vocal is fine if you want to use this, but it needs a bit more attention and focus in that second break. Because right now it has the weight of a placeholder. It doesn't really feel like it's contributing anything. It's kind of just tossed in there and moved on from pretty quickly. You could even use another additional vocal, another sample. Just give it the time of day and let it be the focus of what's going on in that second break. So that when you come back to this style for the third time, or if you go to a different drop, it feels exciting. Because this is only going to feel like as exciting as the amount of time you spend away from it. And however many other things you do. The second part of that vocally thingy has one specific frequency that's too high. The vocally thingy. That, whoa! What? I'm not even sure what you're talking about. I mean, Hayes, I think the definition of nitpicking is, oh, in this one area, there's a frequency, it's too loud, it's 3 decibels too noise. Like, but I get exactly what you mean. Now with 2 headphones, it sounds good. That might be a phase issue then. So probably what's going on is like, when you get like an incomplete picture, or if you're listening on like Bluetooth earbuds, they're gonna play they're gonna fold to mono on one side, and so you get, any of the phase cancellation and stuff like that, all that comes with bringing something into mono that's meant to be stereo. So that sometimes leads to certain frequencies really poking out. I produce with one earphone 90% of the time. That's fair. I mean, I think the thing is, most of the time, you introduce always some sort of challenge whenever you do stereo work. Anything that's in stereo, it's always a thing you have to think about, and it is more challenging in certain genres than others. That obviously in like all of the like color bases and like Daria cores and like all of these other really full super stereo genres with tons of melodic content. It's both the most challenging and also one of the more forgiving genres. I think Daria core is more forgiving because it's supposed to sound so messy and immature and sampley, versus like color bass where there's a certain polish that most producers are looking for. People be complaining about stereo sub because they got 2 earphones on. If they would just listen with one, it would be perfect. Oh, there's one track, I'll play it, that has like insanely stereo sub. It is like ridiculously stereo sub. It is like listen to this sub. I remember one time, when I first listened to it, I had one earphone in and I was like, this sub bass is weird. And then I put my second one in and I was like, what the hell? Like, listen to this. Like, it is ridiculous. Like, vast. That is insane. Let me submit some. That is insane stereo bass. Honestly, like, at first I was like, is this so loud? And then I was like, I don't care, actually. I don't care if it's allowed. It's so fun. It's so good, right? Oh, it's such a tune. Like. Like, nasty. It's a great song. Okay, next up. Yeah, sure. Phase is up next. Let's just end it. Baby, my mind. I wish I was that stereo as my sub. We all got room to improve. You definitely use trash to end that. I really need to go get trash too. So I feel like there's so many fun things that I haven't explored doing because, you know, it's just I'm not using the right distortion tools. Like I don't have like a Rift or a Trash or anything like that to do really crazy, weird, fun distortion stuff. I'm still using like tube saturation, which is fine until I want to like have fun and do weird stuff, and I can't because I don't really have tools that make it easy for me. Whoa. I'm loving this like late 90s, early 2000s aesthetic. I like how it's making a comeback. It's cool.
If you're down, then I'm coming through. If you're down, then I'm coming.
Why? It ends so short. Okay, here's my thoughts. We need one more lead, and we also need strings. But strings with Trash 2, of course. But strings over this, for some reason, I have this instinct that it would be sick as hell. Like, it would be really, really gas. Alright, we end. This shit's so sick. It is. Give it a go. I wanna hear what you do with it. Because the nice thing is then, basically, like, song structure-wise, I'm thinking of how you'd arrange it. You can then take all of the string stuff, lead-wise, that you do in your drop, extend it, use it as, like, part of the way we get to the, like, break in the second half, and then you have, like, a really great organic element that you can, you know, you can turn down the Trash 2 stuff if you want, or not, and then break into something organic, break into something that's really electronic. You could bring in any number of genres through the string. It gives you like a lot of options. It's very flexible then. And like 3 OTTs. Well, I don't know, man. I feel like you're being a bit conservative here. Only 3? But yeah, this is super cool. I feel like and now I'm gonna nitpick, but the bit crushing here is a little two-dimensional. I think if you want to put in a little bit more time into making that top end sound less clean, like just a bit more distortion and fuzziness, especially on this. Like I'm imagining some like extra extra drive and an actual like fuzz would just make this sound more interesting. Even a little bit of like extra like tape noise and stuff mixed in, like sent into the bus and then distorted on top of, so that the tape noise is helping to characterize the way that the distortion is distorting the top end of this. I think it would sound pretty nice and more interesting. I probably should have said 8. Because even this is like all of these kind of have the same issue of sounding a little bit too digital, too clean. Not that that's a bad sound, but I just think if you do a little bit of extra tasteful saturation on top of this and a bit of extra like fuzziness and noise, it's gonna sound way more alive. The funny thing is you can take all of these sounds and route them into another channel that does for all of them the same thing. You don't need to do it like 14 different times. Just send all of them at some point through the same bus. That just adds this extra little bit of top end fuzziness, and you're good then. Also, this is cool. I approve. Next up, our dearest Hans Claire. Is there anything else in here? No. So far, this is the last one. Househead, bad radio. Let's go. Oh, see, like, listen to that noise. Yep. Bass is so good. I think the percussion is good, but also I think you can do a little bit more. Mostly to like start flavoring up the third and fourth bar of this loop, because it feels like it does get a little bit stagnant at some point. Like it gets a bit too loopy. It is a really cool loop, but I think if you do a little bit more on the percussion end, it will be most of the extra like sweetener and like flavor that it needs. And you don't need to go crazy. I don't even think you need to like experiment with crazy new sounds. I think just take perks that you're familiar with and just sift them in, you know? You can just be like, okay, this area where we already have like a hit, but it's just like an extra bit, you know, an extra tasteful percussion here, percussion there. I like that you've got stuff going on the left and the right. I think if you just enhance that a bit, switch some of them out every now and then, and I think then you'll be in really good shape. Because I'm thinking about it, I don't even know where you would add extra like melodies and stuff in here. Your bass line is, in my opinion, like perfect in the sense that it's like it's a great loop. It's a great bass line. You don't really want to touch it, because if you do mess with it, it messes with everything then. And it sounds good. It's a really great thing. Yeah, it just needs a little extra mojo. And in my opinion, the parks are where you could add it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm just not sure where else you get, like, where you go from here. I'm thinking about, like, arrangement-wise. I think if you want to keep this, like, sort of extended outro thing, you need to introduce a new melody that's going to be for the break or chords. But you need to start introducing the next thing here. Obviously a vocal is great as well, because then a vocal, you get this, like, feeling of, like, okay, the vocal is here and it's, like, sitting over the bass line. And then when you move from this section to the next section, if you have chords or any other melodic content to harmonize with the vocal, it, like, drops in all of a sudden, and you get all of the harmonization with the vocal that was already playing, and you're like, oh, it sounds so good, you know, because you were sitting there with the vocal that only had the bass line to harmonize with. Or you could do it the other way, where you're like, cool, we have the chords, you get used to the chords, but you're like, okay, this is the vibe, and then a vocal comes on top, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, now we're in the zone with this. I don't know, maybe I'm just saying obvious stuff. Yeah, I've been sitting on this for months and I don't know what comes next. Yeah, sometimes it's tough to know, like, where you go with an idea. That is why I usually try and, like, just throw out, like, hey, you could do this. Because I know sometimes the idea is just not going to resonate with you, or it's not going to be, like, the right timing. But if I have a thought, I feel like I should share it with you guys, because I know I appreciate it when someone's like, oh, you can just do this, this, or this, maybe. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's better than the ideas I had, so let's just try it. And even if it doesn't, even if you end up doing something completely different, at least you get going. But, okay, I'm out of submissions. I'm trying to think, is there anything I have that you guys can roast me on? Let me see. Not this. What the fuck was this? It's like, I don't know. I was making something yesterday. I don't think it was very good. I was also very tired, but we can take a listen to it. I am once again very washed at FL Studio. I don't know what this is, so let me know what you think, guys. Can I send another? Of course you can send another. While I wait for your other one, I'll play this. This loop from Barks is so good. Interesting. I think the thing is, I like this a lot. Big fan of that, where this lead ended up, and this one as well. But I don't know what this is for. It's just kind of like a bit directionless. It's like, it's a thing, I guess. Sick. I appreciate it. Alright, let's see. What is the one you sent it? See, the thing is, you say, like, I have one more that's, like, kinda okay, and it's probably going to be, like, my idea of, like, if I made it, this would be, like, my generational, fucking submission, you know? I'd be like, guys, I just made the best track of all time. Prepare yourselves, and you're like, this shit is kind of mid. I made this while I was falling asleep, you know? Like, this is not that big of a deal. I might delete it later. Sent it. Wee. Somewhere else. Love this cover so much. Okay, I see what you mean. It does sound like a very early idea. Like, it's a little... He hasn't got that much going on yet, compared to some of your stuff. But knowing you, you also made this in, like, an hour. I like the percussion line overall. It is missing, like, again, also, like, extra sauce. And it's not a criticism, it's just, like, sometimes, for me at least, when I'm in, like, the zone, I'll end up spending, you know, some amount of time doing, like, a little bit of percussion, and then some days I'll, like, do a track, and it's, like, I spend the first 50% of the time just getting, like, just doing percussion and just dropping in a ton of stuff. And then for that, I end up doing less of something else, you know? But, yeah, I mean, overall, like, it's nice. I will say you tend to go into this type of sound a lot, and I do wonder if there's a world where at some point you break away from this a little bit and try something else. Not because I think you have to, but I do think, and this is maybe me getting a bit meta, but, like, I think there would be some growth for you as an artist to try and go away from a sound for a bit and then come back to it. Because this is, I think, a big part of your sound, and that's a good thing. And I think if you try and go off and do something else and then come back to this, or just do it alongside the stuff you're doing right now, I think it'll be healthy for you. But again, that's me maybe being a bit, like, overreaching it. It's just short and I don't know where to go with it. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I think the first one you sent has a bit more of a direction. This, to me, feels like I can hear where this is going to go eventually. If it was, like, going to be, like, a kind of chill... Like, this one is just about having fun and being a house track. The other one is, like, sort of in this in-between space. Because this is slower, even. Slower in the sense that it's, like, it's more chill. It's got this melancholy to it as well. This one is a bit more upbeat, has a little bit more sort of explicit whimsy to it, which you get to lean into a lot then in the drop, and then contrast, if you want, with a sort of nice vocal, which is a little bit more serious, or you can even do something that's like more tropical. I think this type of track you can definitely lean into a more tropical vibe. Very like summery type of thing. Or you could even go for something more like somber and emotional if you wanted to. I think it will be a harder sell though. And if you think you want to think about just like having fun with this tune in particular. Yeah, the first one is going to be the second track on the EP, and this one is the outro, I think. That's fair. I think, that like frog lo-fi you sent me? This reminds me a bit of that. Although I feel like I need you to send me the frog lo-fi because it was way too good and I don't have it, and that's a shame. Nice clap. Coming your way? Yeah. I think that's it. We're out of tunes. I don't make any music anymore. I mean, I do. It's just like this stuff I do make. I tend to not share because it's for a whole different purpose, and I want to keep it separate from this. Stream is healthy, good, but the other part of it is that I don't have time to make music because I'm working all the time. Like, even this weekend, I was like, cool, I get to make music, and then I was like, I'm sleepy. Bonk. Just send it over. You can always send me extra stuff. I don't mind. It's been a fairly short stream anyway, so I don't mind hanging around. Woo! Do 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 do. It's the only one from the EP I haven't sent yet. I see. Because I know there's one other one of this that I heard that was banging. Still not sure how I feel about the chord progression. I like the beginning of it, this. Especially on this like triangle. It's like ooh, but it doesn't. This whole idea doesn't quite hit like the critical mass. When you're like, oh, this is really sick. It's just like, it's okay, and it's probably something that somebody else could really make something cool with. I just probably am not that person. What is Hans Leclerc? Charles Leclerc. Such a fantastic clip. I think about it frequently. I'm trying to think, is there really nothing else I have that like I've done recently? All of this, I just see like February, March. I mean, no, but this didn't turn into anything. Yeah, everything else is from like the end of March when I had time. Mastering. Oh, hey, can you see? Is the song coming, my friend? There we go. Your face! Let's take a listen. Whoa, what? What? Yep. Yes! Oh my god. Okay, out of these three, this is the best one. Just saying that. This is like the best one. Oh my god, this is like, this has something to it. And this is great. This is sort of what I was gonna recommend, because in my head I'm thinking like Connor Ross breakdown, something like that. I think if you go from this into like, I'm trying to imagine like what would Doc Street do or like Joel do after this. Because I think you want to be somewhere in, after this break in this still sort of light vibe, but then building up to do. I think you want to take the lead from here. I think you want to take this do da do 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 da do da do 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 do, like this string here. Something out of there. Keep it going into the next section after 130, and then do 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 be be do 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 do, whatever it's gonna be, right? Don't worry too much about the back end as a strong stuff, but it works. It's super cool. It's super cool. We really like it. I like that it gets a. I would have suggested something bigger anyway. That was gonna be in my head. I was thinking about that. In fact, like the thing I was thinking about would have been where is it? Why is it this difficult to find your own song? What? Something along this line. But in the sense of like the scale, you know. I'm trying to think, there's something else that I made as well that ended up having. I'm almost thinking as well, like you could even go Bad Computer with this. Like a Destroy Me or a 2U type of break could end up being quite good. Why is it so hard to find this? Here we go. Something like this. Obviously, like, ignore the vocal and, like, the Monster Cat vibe of it. Just, like, I'm thinking about, like, ways to, like, expand the conversation about what this could be. Like, this is kind of how I'm imagining it building up from here, even if it's completely different sounds. That it then goes into this type of vibe, or... Right, so you get the, like, spaced out thing into something that goes, like, much darker. In this case, it's like, okay, we're going up, so I think you want to stay up, and then, again, go... In fact, I have a break somewhere that's based on this. Ignore all of my bad computer stuff. It's not important. I just love this song. I'm such a big fan of this song. I don't know what this true is in relation to, but hopefully I'm not just chatting complete shit. Anyway, I think this is really sick. This is the sickest of these three. Like, again, these are super vibey, tropical thing. I think this is still looking for, like, a little bit more of, like, a space to notch into. This one still feels a bit lost. But this one is just like, oh. It feels like everything is already here. It just is just about, like, taking the everything here and then just continuing to expand on the theme a little bit. But I think in theory that the core of a track is already done. I don't think there's much to not experiment with here, but, like, you have, like, what feels like a winning formula in this song already. I think as long as you figure out this break into a build that feels cool and interesting, it'll really hit. Dude, To You is genuinely one of the best EDM songs ever produced. I can't with that. It's so good. It's so good. It's not fair. It's not fair how good it is. Like, what is this break? Oh, dude. Ooh. The cream de la crop. Like, everything about it is perfect. Everything is saturated perfectly. Everything has the correct amount of space. There's things that are crunchy, things that are organic and soft, and it's like all working together. I'm trying to think what it was for. I had an idea that was basically like, was it this? Where I had, yeah, it would have been in here. Yeah, but where? Maybe if I look this up. I'm trying to find, because now I want to hear what I even did. This is 2022, so this is probably too old. Oh, yeah. It was something like this. Crazy to think this was 4 years ago. Although it wasn't functioning correctly, I think. Yeah, I mean the export is literally... No, not that either. It's literally destroyed, oh my god. I know I had a version that was... No... Okay. Anyway, you can hear where I was going with it. In that 2U style. I wish this had worked out, but nobody was happy with it that I was collaborating with. Everyone was like, oh, I don't know, like... They just wanted, like, a Future Bound song, and I wasn't... This was right when I was starting to get kind of bored of it. And I was like, but why do we have to do just a Future Bound song? This is also, like, sort of writing off of, like, what I was quite happy with myself for doing with Keep Me Out, where I was like, this is a song that, in my opinion, has had the attention it's gotten because it didn't feel like just a Future Bound song. Like, obviously, everybody put in, you know, like, the break that I got from KJX was super great. Turks did so much work on, like, the sound design and stuff, getting it in the right place for a Future Bound song, but I really tried with that song to make the arrangement and the whole song feel like it was, you know, with that second break, like, in your face and beautiful. And I mean, like, I think the melody that I wrote was part of that. And I wanted to keep doing that, and it's one of the reasons why I stopped making Future Bounce, because anything that I did that started as a Future Bounce track and went in that direction stopped sounding like Future Bounce, but in a very awkward way. And so I was like, why am I doing this if I want to do something else? So, anyway, enough ranting about the past. That's our time for today, folks. It was lovely working with you all today again. I hope to see you in the next life, and so on. Yeah, genuinely, chill stream. I enjoyed it. I am gonna go do some meal prep now, maybe, or I'm gonna do nothing. Might also do that. But yeah, cheers for sending me the sick tunes, everybody, and I will see you next week. Next weekend. Maybe on Saturday this time. We'll see. Depending on how everything shakes out. All right.